This conference will now be recorded.
Tomorrow we will start our first session on financial domain, and I believe you guys are attending the healthcare domain already. Mamta? Okay, who's attending healthcare domain? Who's attending healthcare domain session?
Me.
Who else?
I'm not attending healthcare.
Yeah, Mamta is not. I know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Idol.
Idol is also attending. Oh, very good. Okay, so apart from attending that, I want you to attend from tomorrow onward financial domain as well. Even if you don't want to go in financial domain, at least for the knowledge how industry work, because most industries they operate in similar manner. I'll also be talking about project implementations, teams, and how different types of user, different types of environments I work with within the financial sector. So I would like everyone to join this tomorrow's class. Today's class is going to be, the later part would be on SQL once Hannah get it fixed. If she can, then we can spend tomorrow first 20-25 minutes on SQL. And today's class is on your 3 domains, which I will explain every single thing. What is this domain, job market, locations, constraints, so you can pick and choose where you would like to go. So you can see my screen now.
Emma,
Yes.
you said the time for the financial class is sorry. This class will also start for 8. So is it a separate day that you're gonna have the finance class?
Okay, I did not understand your question because you're breaking up, but I think what you're asking me, is it going to be every day? Lecture R3. Is it the question, or you are asking something?
Well,
Imran, you're breaking up too.
Up to? Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, guys. Let me move my place. Guys, is it better now?
Yes, clear.
yes.
Okay, Idul, can you repeat your question, please?
Yeah, I'm asking when the finance class is going to go.
Okay, please type it down. Type it down. Idul, can you type it down? I'm having difficulties hearing you. So I'll start with the part, and then once you type it down, I'll answer you. I think you're on phone. Okay, so there are 3 basic industries in USA where they require business analysts, or you can call 4 industries. One is your financial domain. The second one is your healthcare sector. Third is e-commerce, and fourth is insurance. Okay. Number of opportunities in each domain, as per my experience and knowledge, you will see around 50% jobs in financial sector, 30% jobs in healthcare sector, around 20% in e-commerce, and then 5 to 10% in insurance sector. And I'm talking about in terms of business and analysis role, business analyst role. Okay. When you talk about area, Your financial sector is your whole East Coast, and that is up till Florida. So where you North Carolina, South Carolina, then coming back Virginia, then you have DC, then you have Baltimore, then going further Pennsylvania, you have Ohio, main area in Pennsylvania, and then you have Atlanta, Georgia, then coming in the hub IT, financial IT hub, and that is your New York and New Jersey, and then moving up a little bit toward Connecticut and Boston. All these states are penetrated with jobs in financial sector. Also, some jobs for financial sector are in the Washington, Seattle area, and then you have some jobs. Couple of banks are there in West Coast. Corporate sector are there in West Coast. So you will see some jobs in California and mainly in San Francisco and Los Angeles. Okay. Midwest, you won't see too many financial jobs, maybe few here and there you will see in the Idaho side. There are a couple of banks in Idaho. Union Bank is hiring pretty much every time you will see there are certain openings, but mainly you have financial sector in the East Coast region. When you talk about healthcare sector is in 3 to 4 states in the East Coast and 1 or 2 states in the West Coast side. So you will see jobs in California, healthcare mainly. You will see jobs in Pennsylvania, New York City, New Jersey, Delaware, and then you will see openings in Connecticut, as there are healthcare companies, quite few healthcare companies in the Connecticut. So healthcare options, most jobs are in this area. I'm not saying that you won't find jobs in other states. I'm just saying that mostly you will see your major healthcare companies, and as a PA you work in the corporate sector, head offices. So that is why their head offices are located either in California, Pennsylvania, Connecticut, New York, New Jersey, and Delaware. So these are few states if you talk about healthcare. E-commerce only in East Coast and West Coast and Florida. In East Coast, you will see in New York and New Jersey, and you will see jobs in Florida. There are huge e-commerce firms in Florida, Amazon and Walmart. They all have their head offices in Florida. And then you will see e-commerce jobs in California, and especially in LA and San Francisco. Insurance you will see mainly in New York City, New Jersey. I don't know apart from that if I have placed people in any other states. I'm talking in terms of my own placements, V-Force placements for last 6-7 years. Been working there for almost since 2012. And I've seen people getting jobs with me and then through me as well when I was giving training. And mostly you will see all these areas, these are hot areas for these sectors. So financial sector, pretty much I would say you will see more opportunities. It is more competitive, a little bit challenging, but very, very interesting domain. Chances of growth in financial sectors are huge. Healthcare sector also. You will see opportunities as well as opportunities for growth as well. When you talk about e-commerce and insurance, you won't see too many opportunities. You will see short-term projects, enhancements projects, and that is why I won't suggest picking up either of them, either insurance or e-commerce. You should select between financial and healthcare sector. When we talk about course-wise material which we are going to cover in terms of industry, in financial sector, I have divided the financial industries in 3 sections. Number 1 is your capital market. Number 2 is your risk management. And number 3 is your compliances. So these are three major areas where you will see projects being implemented. You'll be working pretty much in these three areas. Uh, I'll also highlight what is it so that you can build up your idea about the domain. And then once we go for the first session, which is going to be capital market lecture tomorrow, you will have more understanding. So three areas. Any company, any business, I'm not talking specifically about one industry, any industry for that sake, you will see major these three areas. It's just because it's financial sector, so you can name them. Capital market is a area basically which is money making area for any financial sector. What is they are selling and what they are buying, their products and services, the basically everything, every commodity based on which these financial institutes, these banking companies, these investment companies, they are making money, they are generating revenue. Okay, same way any business, let's suppose a corner store or a grocery store, whatever products he have, if he's selling vegetables, milk, fruit, anything, okay, uh, and how he is selling it and what prices he's selling it and who are the buyer of this and the whole life cycle of his product, that is what basically you're also talking about in capital market. For a bank or for a financial institute, what are the products and services of that financial institute, and how those products and services are bought and sold, or in financial terms how they are traded. Okay, and keeping in mind all these products, keeping in mind all these operations regarding to these products and services these financial institutes have, we are going to work on different projects to manage these products, to manage their accounts, to manage these portfolios. These financial institutes, they will implement some solutions. They will either buy a solution, third-party solution, they will develop their own solution, they will re-engineer solutions. So the continuous process is software development or software enhancements. So certain projects would be from your capital market project where you are building platforms and you're building portals to manage these products. Now, the second area is going to be risk management. For any business, whatever product and services you are having, whatever market you are having, whatever customers you are having, regardless of anything, and any industry, every industry will have certain risk associated with it. So risk management in terms of financial sector is managing the risk, and there are different types of risk which we will be discussing. We'll be talking about credit risk, we'll be talking about market risk, we'll be talking about operational risk, we'll be talking about liquidity risk. So there are multiple types of risk which every financial institute they need to gauge, they need to monitor, and they need to have a controlling mechanism for their risk management. And what is the controlling mechanism here? The reporting. So to manage the risk, every financial institute, they will perform certain reporting, and reportings are of two types. One is internal reporting and one is external reporting. Internal reporting mean where you want to see your risk and then you want to mitigate that risk by coming up with certain policies and procedures and all that. Internally, you're going to manage things. External reporting you have to do for the authorities which are monitoring, which are there for the financial sector. And why as a bank you have to do reporting to external authorities like State Bank and Federal Reserves and different other authorities, Financial Oversight Council and Office of Foreign Assets and Control, different types of authorities are there. Why you have to do it? The reason is because bank, even though bank seems like a private sector and somebody is owning this bank, but regardless of that, that bank is having the money of different clients and different people who are living in United States of America. So if let's take an example of JP Morgan Chase, which is one of the biggest bank in USA, and there are millions of clients who have invested their money, who are dependent on their accounts and their savings and their interest rates and all those things. What if something goes wrong in JP Morgan Chase? What if they don't manage their risk properly and they go bankrupt or they go default? Who is going to lose money? People are going to lose money, customers are going to lose money, and who is going to save them? Government need to come out and they need to give a bailout package to that bank, so that bank can pay off their loans and debts to all those customers who have invested in it. So government directly, the federal government is directly related and exposed to the risk which banks are exposed to. Same way they are exposed. If bank is getting exposed to risk, bank is failing, that means generally your government is failing. The crisis of 2007 2008 financial crisis, when so many bank and so many financial institutes they went bankrupt, and then Obama government have to come and they have to give them a bailout package. Government have to put down the money to save the overall market from crashing. So that is why risk management becomes very important for the financial sector, and to manage their risk they need to perform certain types of reportings. So in risk management you will see reporting projects where you're going to report data on your risk associated with your clients and accounts and transactions and activities, and you need to make sure that you first of all assess that risk, and then for after assessing that risk they will set up certain criteria how to manage that risk, and the management criteria and the assessment criteria both will be reported to the federal government or the Federal Reserve Bank to ensure that we are fulfilling the requirement given by you guys as well as the requirement of our own bank. So projects will be based on reporting project. Data reporting projects will mostly be there in your risk management, and two different types of reporting which everyone pretty much in a financial institute is doing. Number one, every bank have to submit a report called Basel Accord. They have to implement Basel Accord and they have to submit report. And for any bank who has more than $50 billion of asset, that bank is huge now. That bank is not just a bank, that bank is a bank holding company. For that bank, with this, they also have to do another type of reporting that is called CCAR reporting. So we'll cover these two different types of reporting projects. I will share documents. I will also share as a BA what you do, what is CCAR mechanism, how do they prepare reports, what are different criteria to calculate risk, manage risk, and then report risk. So that would be your second domain, second area in the financial sector. When talking about compliances, compliances are nothing but rules and regulation. Every business, even a grocery store, every business, even in their healthcare sector or financial sector, they have to comply with certain rules and regulations. They have to comply with the guidelines set by certain authorities. Okay, for example, in financial sector, the most important compliances, and you might have heard these: anti-money laundering compliance, know your customer compliance, and trade monitoring compliance. What does that mean? That means a bank basically or a financial institute have to comply with rules set by anti-money laundering compliance. What is anti-money laundering compliance? What they suggest that every bank should have a mechanism to oversee their accounts, to monitor their accounts, and if there are any suspicious activities in those accounts, these activities must be reported. Now, managing every single activity, either you're managing the simple accounts for money laundering, or you're managing the trading account for trade monitoring compliance, if the traders are or the investors are keeping their trades within the boundaries set by the authorities. Okay, so managing all these activities, managing each and every single transaction is not easy. So what you need to do is you need to have an automated system, a mechanism set up on top of all your accounts, which can scan transactions and which can create alerts and which can create reports as well. And that reports and alerts can be investigated, and then further you can report it to authorities. So when you talk about compliances, you will see softwares which are already available in the market. Third-party implementation you will do in these projects. So softwares are already there. Those softwares have the scenarios set within them, scenarios like AML scenarios and KYC scenarios and trade monitoring scenarios, what should be crossed, what kind of activities can be done and cannot be done. So the scenarios are already there. As a VA, you're going to implement those third-party softwares in your client's location, your banking location, and that I will be covering. 2 days will spend on compliances, because one of the most important area for a VA right now is compliance sector. you will see every financial institute doing projects in compliance, every healthcare institute doing projects in compliance, because it's an ongoing process. Compliances, they keep on, these rules and regulations, they keep on changing. So accordingly, you need to change your platforms. Accordingly, you need to fulfill those new criterias. So that is why the demand for the BAs in AML and KYC and trade monitoring compliance is very high. Every day, if you search for BA jobs, if you see 20 jobs in New York City, you will see at least 10 to 15, 10 to 12 jobs in the compliance area. So that is going to be your financial market lecture based on these topics. And then based on these topics, there are certain softwares which are third party that I will cover, and then certain in-house software which I designed myself that I will cover with you throughout this 4-day lecture. So by end of this Friday, we'll be able to finish your financial domain. Now, talking about healthcare sector, and anyone who's taking healthcare right now, they already know what are the basic principle when you work as a BA in healthcare sector, what are different areas which you need to cover. So certain topics, I will just highlight those topics for you, which we are going to cover, or which the other trainer is going to cover in the healthcare domain. Again, as a BA, guys, your work is similar, your work is same. Healthcare project or financial project, the implementation criteria is same, and that I will discuss once we go in our resume session. Then we'll talk about as a BA what you do on daily basis, and for each project we'll create a story and all that. Now, talking about healthcare sector basically have insurance sector and medical companies. So there are three different types of things you need to figure out. One is the customer, healthcare customer. Number two is the hospital side, and number three is the insurance side. So there are compliances for all these sides. So that is why you will cover those compliances. But before that, the major areas, major topics you're going to cover is number one, different types of claims in healthcare claims, insurance claim or billing claim or medical claim or any other type of claim. So first of all, you need to understand different types of claims. Why? Because you're going to implement, design, or enhance the healthcare claim systems. So healthcare claim system basically will help users of these systems to manage the claims, process those claims accurately, get the data and everything accordingly, and that would be a platform, that would be a software. So you need to first of all understand what are different types of claims, different types of claim modules, and then you further work on the claim system and implement or enhance those claim system. Number two, which you are going to go through, is the area which is called your compliance area, and the healthcare compliance which you're going to cover. As I said, in finance you're going to cover AML, KYC, and trade. Here you're going to cover HIPAA compliance, HIPAA 4010 and HIPAA 5010 compliance. Another project you will be involved as a healthcare business analyst is implementing your ICD compliance, ICD 9 and ICD 10 compliance. What is this compliance? Basically, these are different protocols and standards which are given by the compliance authorities, how to manage the information of a patient. Again, the most important thing is the privacy criteria, that what kind of mechanism should be there between insurance firms and healthcare firms. How would they send these reports to each other, that the privacy is also maintained as well as the accuracy is also maintained. So ICD 9, ICD 10s are basically different standards which are, or different guidelines which are going to set up a criteria how these claim systems are going to work, how data need to be submitted, how reports need to be submitted. Another thing you will be working on is EHR systems, electronic health record system. So this is a software which is going to keep the health records of the patients and this will have multiple modules like record modules and claim modules and insurance modules and all those things, and then users can use the system and manage the overall process. Whatever patient who comes in to the hospital, when they are going to emergency, they're filling their information from there when they go to doctor, and whatever prescription doctor is giving them, and then further whatever different tests on different medications have been told, everything, all that data is going to be stored in the databases. But then if you are going to create reporting on these customers, then you have to have your applications there, softwares there, which are easy to use. So healthcare record system will be either bought, implemented, or they will be designed. So you're going to work as a BA in different healthcare system. Different types of healthcare transactions you'll be working. There are different types of EDI transactions, and basically again EDI is the standard how the information will be sent, what different types of EDI transactions are there. So this is your mainly your topics within your healthcare sector, and Veer is covering those topics. I think Idul is already joining it, Jacob Forson. Who else is joining this class? Sorry, Idul is doing it, and I think Jacob is doing it, taking this class.
I'll join as well.
Okay, yeah.
Exactly.
But you are going to join this class on financial sector as well tomorrow. Okay.
Yes, yes,
Uh,
yes.
the third domain we will cover, if you guys are interested, I can cover that with you. The third domain is, and again, guys, my core area and core expertise are in financial sector, but because working in this industries, and I have BAs who go for healthcare, I have BAs who go for e-commerce, pretty much every domain. So I have to make sure that I understand what projects they are doing. So if you want to also go for insurance sector, I can give you training on that. My training won't be that good on that, but I can at least give you high level idea about what e-commerce platform is, what different types of platforms are being used, how they're doing reporting, what is different processes involved, like search engine optimization and all those criteria. I can talk about those. I can share links with you, but I won't be able to explain you the actual projects which are being implemented in the e-commerce sector. But regardless of that, what we are going to cover in, or if you are interested, what we will cover in e-commerce sector is different types of content management systems. We call them CMS. Basically, that is the major system on your application. Basically, all your content is managed through that backend. You see Macy's, you see Walmart, Amazon, all these front end. You go online, you buy things, you add things into cart. You see sometime there are updates there. You will see sometime there are coupons on it. So pretty much every day they are enhancing this platform, because shopping platforms need to be continuously enhanced. Prices are changing, new promotions are coming, sale, you're going for a sale or something like that, certain events are coming. So e-commerce platforms, they need to be continuously tweaked and continuously worked on. And the major backend software which they will use, that is called your content management software. And as a BA business analyst, you'll be working with the development team to highlight them what content need to go on it. So you will give them functional requirements and all those things. So content management system, which can be covered in e-commerce, there are different types of content management system. The most commonly used are ATG, Drupal, and WebSphere. Okay. uh, so that is one. Number two is your different types of channels in e-commerce, which are going to be covered: omni-channel and multi-channel. Then topics like search engine optimization, the process of search engine optimization, what is that will be covered. Okay, so pretty much, okay, yeah. Basic thing, most importantly, you will work on the content management system and all those things, improving the web cart function, improving certain other features. So these are enhancement projects. applications are already there. They're going to be easy project, not difficult project. You just need to know one content management system, just how it look like. The content management system, let's suppose if you're using ATG or Drupal, you don't need to know too much. You just need to know as a BA the front end, how to go into it, how to log into it, and then upload whatever data you want to upload. Hannah is ready, so let's do. Hannah, you ready?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so I'm sharing the access. I'm giving the access to Hannah so she can walk us through SQL queries. Okay, so Hannah, you will do the basic queries what I mentioned that day.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so let me give you access. Okay, you're a presenter now.
Okay. All right. Guys, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is what we called SSMS. This is Microsoft SQL Server. So when you open it, you get connected, and these are all the databases. These are some of the databases I have, and when you expand them, you open tables. So I have some data here. So if you go right click and edit top 200, you will see this is a database. Most companies will have a database like this with lots of data and so many rows and columns. So in here, each column is known as a field. So city, state, postal code, region, these are all called fields, whereas every row is called a record. To make easier to search anything from the database, if you have any queries, this is what most people do. They go to new query, they put in the select feature, that is select and star. Star means selecting everything, the entire table. Select all from, you have to mention which table you want. There are multiple tables here, as you can see on the left. So I'm going to say select all from orders. Now here you have to be careful. Now instead of orders, if you type order, it will not work. So you have to type orders, and if you execute, it will show all the tables. Now to further simplify things, suppose somebody is looking for sales or orders only in California. So select all orders from. One of the queries that is there is where, so sorry, where, then you enter city. So you enter whatever field name you're looking for, is equals to, open bracket,
California.
California.
State would be California, not city. State.
Oh, sorry, yeah. Sorry. State. So here, important thing to note is you have to put it in brackets, any name, any field. If you're looking for something specific, in brackets. Then if you execute, all here on the right side, you can see all the California records are there. Only California records. So this is an example for where. And another thing is, if you don't want to see every detail, here you can do is select customer name, and only the customer names will show. These are the customers who
That
did
is from
transactions in
California.
California. Now again, here you can see there are so many multiple names repeating. This is because these are different orders. But even in this, you can further filter it by saying distinct. Distinct customer name and execute. Wait. Why didn't that select this and sorry. There's a C missing. There we go. Now we see.
Good.
There's no repetition of names. There's so many Annas, but their surnames are different. So that is how you do distinct search, where there's no repetition. Where search, where you're searching for something specific. And we also have, in the where search, you can search for the a value. So if you want a price between this and this range, so you can say customer, select distinct customer name, comma. Let's see what all columns we have here. We have sales. So let's say like customer name, sales. So these, whatever fields that you type in over here is what is going to appear here on the table below. So I entered customer name, sales from orders, where sales is greater than, let's say 1,000 or 10. And run. So all the sales that are greater than $10 will appear here. Or where sales between 10 and 100. This is a new list. It refreshes and gives you a new list. So this is some of the basic features. Going a little more advanced into the joins. This is right now what we saw is just one table, dealing with just one table, and in the entire database just one table. But we have multiple tables in one database, and to join them I have some examples created here. So I created a more simpler table to see. So here's like an employee table with random names here of employee names, employee ID, job titles, and we have, sorry, let's close this as well. Here. And the second table, which is the branch table. So same employee IDs, which branch they work at, different tables. How do we see them in one table? So we do select all from, let's go from employee. Let's begin with full join. Full join. The table that you're joining with, you mention here. So I want to join the branch table here. So I mention branch on. This is the on clause. So you have to mention what is the common variable here. So I will say in both these tables, the common variable is employee ID. So I'll say employee dot employee ID is equals to branch dot employee ID. And then I'll execute this. So you'll see now the tables are connected. You get all the data in one table instead of going back and forth between two tables. And further in this, if you wanted just certain data and not the entire table from this and that, you can just do a left join, which is the most common join. So anything on the left side of this, so if this were suppose on top of here, so employees on the left and branches on the right. So the thing on the left side, all the IDs, so employee ID, employee name, and job title will show here, all the main fields from here. And only the matching fields that match from here will show up from the other table. So let's run this and see what happens, how it changes. Wait.
Select full. Select.
Here, see. So this does not show the further two entries that were here in this table. So it has Alaska and LA here. So here Alaska and LA is missing because it wasn't in the main table. It has no matching query in the main table. So that is how joins work. Now if you do a right join, the same thing, but all the fields from the right table will show and only the matching fields from the left table will show. So if you do right join, here now these are showing null. So all the main fields from the right table and the matching fields from the left table. Now the last one is inner join. Let's see what happens here. It's not showing any values that are not matching in either table. So only the common variables in both tables will show up in this. So now even in this, after selecting, you can run further queries like where region equals west. All right, let's delete this. And then there's another thing which is order by. You can basically select the ascending or descending order. So here, order by employee name, descending. Execute. So see, the Sam read came on top because now we are doing descending order by. So those are some of the basic queries in SQL. The select, you have to select, then the from clause, the where, order by, like.
Can you do count function too?
Yeah, so like distinct. For the count, let's go to the bigger table. So let me close all this. No. New query. Select all. Select count from orders. Select count customer name from execute.
Customer ID.
So this basically just tells you how many records exist in the entire database. So if we were to do count, there's something called count distinct too. So names will be distinct, but suppose if we were to take, let's change this to city, execute. Right. Okay, it's showing that the total fields of cities are 9,904. Now let's do count distinct. So it will remove any repetition. It will show distinct. And let's execute that. See now how it changes to 531 from 9,000. So it means there are only 531 cities, but it was showing 9,000 because many of them are repeating over and over again. So that's count and count distinct.
Excellent. अच्छा समझाती हो.
Thank you.
मैं भी यही सोच रही थी.
हाँ बहुत सुंदर थी.
So another small thing, there's a primary key and foreign key that Imran was telling us the other day. So if we go to table design, this is where we see. So when somebody is making the table, that's when we decide how it is there. So your column name, you add in whatever columns, and then the data type. This is important. So now requisition ID is numeric character. That is what nchar stands for. Then region is varchar. So variable character. Like that, we have other options too. So if there's a date, you can do date. So if we select date here and we add any numeric value that is not in a date format, then the database won't accept it. Here we can also set this as primary key. Set as primary key. So automatically, whenever we set it as primary key and go to the database table, now we have to have some value in it because primary keys cannot be not null. See, automatically allow nulls got removed from here. See, allow nulls property cannot be set on column, which is part of primary key. We save, refresh. That's how it's done. So even if we go edit, now if we're trying to write a new one, West row was updated. It does not meet the standards because there's no, we cannot leave the primary key null. That's why it's giving us an error. That's pretty much it.
Very good. Guys, anyone have any question?
No.
I think the way she explained it, it's quite simple. So Hannah, can you also tell them how to download this, or if there's any free version or trial version or any database available?
So
Hannah, can you
SM,
just show one more thing?
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
If there are multiple databases, see we are going through one, how do we switch from one database to another?
How to link one database to another?
No, switch.
Oh, yeah.
So
So again, yeah, that's a good one. So when we are writing a new query, suppose right now here it shows that I'm on the Superstore database. So whatever data it's coming from Superstore database. Now here I also have ABC company, Goodreads. These are different databases. Now if I go to this and see a table, orders and products again. Now, but I want to execute queries in here. Even if I click edit here and design and whatever, I can't execute queries here in that database till I can change it from here. So you go click here, change it to ABC, and now I can run queries on that. So I can search, select all products. So these are the products, right? Now if I wanted to go back to the previous table, I can not just go and write select all from branch. It will give me an error. See, invalid branch. Although there is a table called branch that exists here. So we have to change the database first before executing any queries. The same one now, if I do this and execute, it will show me a table. Anything else?
Can we execute query from two different databases?
I don't think so. I'm not sure. Two different databases simultaneously? Maybe we can.
I don't think.
Close all this. Okay. New query. New query. So let's change this to ABC here. Select all from steps. Execute. This it's still on Superstore. Select all from branch. Oh, we can, I guess. Just on different. We have to make sure this is on ABC and this is on Superstore. But
Different tabs. Maybe.
yeah, just different tabs.
But if you're asking if we can integrate two databases and use same query for two databases, that is, I don't think that is possible.
Yeah, I don't think that is possible because whenever we enter from, it links one table to the other. Like even in the join clause, it's only taking tables. It doesn't give us an option to add, select a different database or add a different database.
And one of the major reason is because those databases, maybe they're different scripting, they have different data formats, different patterns, so it is not easy to connect those two together.
Yeah.
We can only merge tables within the one database. We cannot merge
Yes,
different
that's the join function.
Yeah,
Merge function, join function.
yes. But if
There's
we
a function called union, I think that will be used to.
Yeah, maybe in more advanced level SQL, it's
Yeah.
probably there. I
Yeah.
do not know that right now.
as suppose if we have two different databases, we for the same project, we want to merge one table of one database to another table in different database, we can't.
I have no idea. You probably can, you probably can't. It probably requires some extensive level of SQL.
Right.
So I have no idea.
Okay, no,
I
no,
guess-
I'm just curious myself. I'm not sure
Yeah.
either.
I mean, you can always add a new table here to the existing database, but I have no idea if we can connect two different databases together and pull queries on them together.
Sometimes there are like large tables, there are small tables. So we have small database. For example, it's an old database. They always maintain small Excel sheets and small tables in small database.
You
But
know,
they upgraded themselves into new database systems in coming years, depending upon the new technology they are introducing. So if they need to run few queries in that old database, and they want to merge that table into new, I think they can.
maybe, yeah. I'm only saying I do not know how to do that, or I don't know if I can find out. A friend of mine, she
Imran,
does this.
Yes.
There's one thing on the net I just saw. It says select star from db1 dot db or dot client joint. The thing is joint db2 dot, and that's the thing that's showing on the net.
Okay.
Let's try.
Let's do that.
db. Oh.
No, use your database. That is his database.
db underscore.
He's using db as a command.
ABC company. Wait, let me just look up the queries. How to join. Okay, here we go. Select db point join db
think you have to mention DB1 and 2 specifically, maybe.
Let's just copy this.
I see.
Oh, wait. What is DBO? DB1, DBO?
DB is a table.
Oh.
I think they're joining tables, and then so DB1 dot table of database 1, and then DB2 dot table of
And
database 2.
it's no period between DB1. You have a period there.
Yeah.
It looks like it's a database dot table name dot column name. So
DBO DB2 dot DBO.
Take
Imran?
Farhad, 1 second.
Okay,
Yeah,
sure. I got it. I have the syntax and the query with the output if you want to see the screen.
Okay, I can share you right now. I can share screen with you and you can execute it. Hold on 1 second. Hannah
Okay.
can share it with you.
Wait, how do I share screen?
I'll do it. I'll do it.
Okay.
I'll do it. Okay, Farhad, you have it?
Yeah. You see this one? Imran, do you see the screen?
yes.
Yep, it's good. Farhad?
Yeah.
Yep. So this is how select t1.id, t1 name, then t2 name from database dot dbo table 1 as t1 in the join. So you can okay. Yeah, it's complicated. Okay. Let's not go there.
Just for the
Just
knowledge
keep it to
purpose.
simple joins.
Just for the knowledge purpose.
That's good. That's good. That's good. We didn't even know before we can do that. So thank you so much. Okay.
What's the conclusion?
Can you tell all these people what database they store? Is it available Superstore?
Yeah, Superstore is available to download on Google. If you just
Okay.
Google
Simple process. What should they do? Google it simply.
Yeah, just Google Superstore database, and it's the first one on there. And I would suggest everybody to go through W3 schools. It's very helpful.
Good. Thank you so much, Hannah. Thank you so much, Farhad.
It was my
Was really helpful, very helpful. Guys, this is very interesting, and I believe by now you know how she was manipulating the data, playing with the numbers and everything. So please go through w3school.com, learn each query. All these queries up to joins, and then you can download this Superstore database, and then please execute those queries yourself on the real environment. Okay. If you have good SQL skill, it is a plus point in any interview.
Were we able to join two different tables from two different database, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So I will stop the recording. We'll send you recording in few minutes.